Today's demo is how to cut your star and circle, and that's fine. We're a little giddy here today in our 8th grade class, and that's all right. I think starting glass fusing is exciting. So every day you start with your Maxi Surface cutting pad, which I abbreviate to the Maxi Pad. You get yourself a piece of scratch paper with some glue on it and a toothpick. This is how you're going to stick your glass pieces together. A pair of tweezers is not necessary, but it's good to have to either place a piece of glass somewhere or clean up out of the Maxi Pad. You want a pair of runners, you want your nippers, and you definitely want your handle, your cutting handle with oil in it, and a Sharpie marker. Here is what you're going to need. You're going to need this worksheet because you are going to, your end result here, your target is to cut a star and a circle so that I know you can cut geometric shapes, and I know that, well, a circle is a geometric shape also, but I know that you can cut curves also. So you're going to get a blank note card. You're going to put your first and last name and your period number on that, and this stays here with you. And you will also get yourself a paper towel as well as a 2" by 2" piece of glass. Our first cut on this piece of glass is in half. So cut number 1 is in half. I make sure I'm on the flat side. I can measure on my Maxi Pad. Actually, I can see that right here is the middle line, and I'm going to hold this down, bring this up, put a little elbow grease into it, and push down and score along the line. When it's transparent glass, I can see through and use the grid on the Maxi Pad to line up my score marks. Here's the black line. All I need to do is snap that in half. My second cut over here, it says to cut number 2 is to cut this one in half. So I find a line on here. I'll just use this blue line, and I make sure, okay, here's one square, so I need to move it over a little bit and center that in there. I push down firm against the Maxi Pad and put this perpendicular, score once. When you have a big piece like this, you can just push from behind it also and snap the glass. That's how easy that becomes. So here we have this. Now, my next one, I'm going to say, it says save for star triangles, and this needs to be a pentagon, and then this one says save for circle. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to line this up on the bottom because I'm going to cut my pentagon first. Pentagon has how many sides? 5. I already have it here for you. If you goof up on this one's a little smaller for you. So I line this up with the bottom edge there. I'm going to make this cut first. I'm going to make this cut second. I'm going to make this one third. I'm going to make this one fourth. You can only cut once at a time, so don't be planning on trying to cut all 4 of those lines first. I start at the end of this. I like to hold this against my thumb here so that it doesn't slip off the back edge. I get it onto the edge, I push against my thumb, score it, and then I have to, there you go, take it off. And then here, start at the corner, run that one line all the way to the other side, take it off. These are dangerous. You can cut yourself on these. Notice I'm always pushing down on the glass this way, trying not to touch those edges. And put this over here, score it, take my runners, go black line directly over my score line. And last but not least, this line over here, score it once, you get one chance to score, and that gets cut off. This has oil on it because there is oil in this. It keeps all those teeny tiny glass pieces when you score from jumping off of the glass. Take this flat, wipe off the oil. There we go. And now I'm going to put these aside for now. And this is stuck down in here. So this is, it's kind of like Operation. I think it's like that game Operation, you know, it's kind of fun. Take this, and a little dot will do you. I have a clear one here somewhere. This is the top, this is the bottom. I'm going to glue, just seriously, one little dot of glue. And this is going to be my star. And watch how I take on the points of this star. First thing I want to do is cut an angle on this piece. So I'm going to find the angle right here. I'm using the grid on the Maxi Pad again, and I cut it so it starts at an angle. That's one part of my star burst. And now I'm going to put a little dot for how wide it is. Do you see my little dot there? Mm-hmm. And then now I know I can start at the dot, score up to the point, and cut it. Ta-da. Now, this already has an angle on it, so I can move this over onto the star here, Grab my Sharpie marker again. Does it matter what color your Sharpie is?
No.
No, it does not. Flip this over. I always like to cut from the wide side to the skinny side. So here, score, put the line directly over that, run that. There we go. Move this around, and then put my dot there, measure it. Hold it firm, put your thumb behind there, score. You can see that this little rubber bumper is falling off, and that's fine. I'm going to teach you in another video how to replace these, refill those with oil. And here we go. There's that part of the star. So there'll be another video coming up on how to take care of your tools and maintain them. Put my dot there. I know the excitement of taking care and maintaining tools. It's almost too much. There we go. And last but not least, here's my angle again. I put that up next to there. Measure it, mark it off. If you end up with marker underneath, you must take that off. I will take points off. I'm grading if you have marker under your glass. All right, I will wipe those off and then glue them down one at a time later. For the sake of saving time, let's move on. This is really dangerous. It's coming out at me here, so I want to put this aside. Now, the circle. In order to make a circle, I'm starting with a square. What I want to do really is round off, like quarter rounds, round off all of these corners. And I'm going to put it on here so that you can kind of see. Now remember, glass likes to break in a straight line, so I'm going to try my best to get these rounded. And then if something's still sharp point, I know I can go back with the nippers and cut those off. So I score once. I'm actually going to score all of these because nothing's overlapping. And again, you still only get one time to score. Push down, push hard into that glass. Score that line, especially since it's curved. And now let's see what I've done. I'm going to cut that piece off, cut this piece off. Oh, I didn't do too bad. I'm sorry, I make things look simple. So you can see what it looks like, but you can see that there's points on here still. These are the points, and it's really important to wear the safety goggles because as you're nipping these off, these little corners, this glass really starts flying. You can only take off a smidgen, like a hairline at a time. You cannot be taking off huge chunks. So you're literally, this is like what frit is, you know, it's that little sandy stuff. There we go. And you just kind of want to go towards the edge here and take these off. You will get some glass in your fingers, maybe. I don't know. The important part is to keep it out of your eyes. If you cut yourself, we do have a safety protocol for that. You tell one of your neighbors, you hold it tight, you go over to the sink with it, and the neighbor that you told comes to tell me. There we go. And I know when I full fuse this, this will soften. These edges will soften, so it does not need to be perfect. I would never rub this with my fingers. I would take this and wipe all that glass off this way so that I can glue this on. So again, when you are done with your star and your circle, you glue it onto the piece of note card, and you want to wipe this off from the oil. I can see, oh, here's the texture side. I want that facing up. I need to take off this marker, the Sharpie marker off of this side. But since it's practice, I'm going to just glue the other side, glue that down. Here's the problem. What you don't want to do is this. This is not appropriate or correct at all. See all that glue in there? What happens is that will never burn out. You won't be able to see the glue because when you have just a little dot, it burns out in the kiln. But if you have too much glue, it stays, it bubbles up, it turns into like a charcoal silvery black dust in there, and then it creates an air bubble because it gets trapped in there and it's trying to escape. So you only need literally a little dot will do ya to take it off, okay?
For our practice, do we need to get rid of the Sharpie?
Yeah, I said that earlier in the video. I just put my textured sign down so my Sharpie was up. If Sharpie's up, that's okay. If Sharpie's down, not okay. But I didn't have my, the rubbing alcohol here with me in this demonstration today. And that, you know, you just kind of put on your paper towel, wipe off, and it's fine. So never use that much glue. A little dot will do you, like my old art teacher used to say. I should say my